Hello. In this math video, I will do a GED math video regarding proportional relationships. So yeah, let's talk about proportional relationships. So basically a proportional relationship is a type of relationship between two quantities which they change in such a way that their ratio remains constant. A proportional relationship can be expressed through equation in the form of y equals k of x. So an example would be kind of like a linear line. So let me write this down. So go ahead and get your notebook and we're going to go over some terms. So yeah, proportional. Okay. So yeah, proportional relationship, a type of relationship in which they change in such a way that their ratio remains constant. Uh, then the other thing is a proportional relationship can be expressed through an equation in y equals k x. Y and x are variables and k is the constant of the proportionality. Okay, so a proportional relationship can be expressed through an equation in y equals kx, where y and x are variables and k is the constant proportionality. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video if you need to. The last thing is uh yeah, I'm gonna write one more note. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to. So the last note is for a relation to be proportional. way must remain the same. Let's begin. Let's start with question. What do proportional relationship? So we said a proportional relationship is the form of y equals k times x, right? And so it has to be some kind of linear line. So let's exclude some of these. So can we exclude A? No, because it is a linear line. Can we exclude B? Yes. Why? That is not a linear line. That is called a rational. We haven't gone over that, but sure. But no, that's not linear. Is it? What about C? Can we exclude it? Not yet. Reason why including it's linear, but it's like negative. What about D? We exclude that? No, because that's so we could exclude B and get B so forth. Okay, now he said a proportional relationship based on our is in the form of y equals kx. Now, look at this equation very carefully. It's very similar to y equals mx plus b. Okay? Now, compare this with this. What is missing? What is similar? They both have a slope, right? It's missing in this equation. It is missing in b because in a proportional relationship, the b is going to be 0. So the y-intercept is 0, 0 in a proportional relationship. So there should be no b value. Um, so the y-intercept has to be 0, 0, 0. So look at A carefully. Is A linear? Yes, it does have a linear, it has a slope, but does it have a y-intercept of 0? What does it do? Well, that's what I really important part of start right here, right? So it can't be A. B, B. I mean, you said B is no because it's not linear. Could it be C? Well, it is linear. Does it start from the origin 0, 0? No, it does not. So we can forget about that. What about D? It's linear and it goes through the origin 0, 0. So yes, it's the Okay, question two. So question two says, which of the following graphs shows a proportional relationship? So it has to be linear and it has to go through the origin. Let me write this down. In order for it to be proportional, it has to be linear and it has to have a y-intercept of 0, 0 or goes through the point 0 origin, right? So this slope can be negative. So is it graph one? It's linear and it goes through the origin. It sounds like it. It sounds like the one. Is it graph two? No, that's a whole. Well, it's horizontal. No. So I'm gonna say graph one. Yeah, that was my own choice. question three. Use the graph below to determine the number of kilometers that corresponds to 35 miles. Okay, so I think I could just get away with it just looking at the graph. So they want to know the kilometers. So the kilometers on the y-axis and then on the x-axis, it's miles, right? So they're saying at 35 miles, what is the y value? So just look at the graph very carefully. Here is the x value 35. It's the y value that we care about. So it's about this one. And it's around 55, 56, in the mid 50s, right? Because it's between 50 and 60. So it's not 80, it's not 70, it's not 64, that'd be too high. It has to be D. Between 50 and 60, so it has to be D. Yeah. So that is okay. Uh, our answer. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna stop here.